Hi, are you back from part 1? Thank you for coming back. My name is Biscali. This is the picture of Dorian Gray. If I could speak to dead people, I would ask Oscar Wilde, why didn't you make it the portrait of Dorian Gray? Because the thing that is haunted is a painting, not a picture, like a photo. The way I guess I associate picture to like a photo, but whatever. It's a portrait, it's a painting. It's haunted by a demon. Is it really haunted by a demon? I don't know. But Dorian made a wish and it came true, which is, I wish the painting would get ugly with age and I can stay beautiful forever. And that's what happened, but with a twist, okay? There are some themes in here that kind of, ooh, that's spooky and gothic. That's kind of like this. And I hope I said that correctly because I don't write scripts. We haven't got to chapter 10 yet, but I'm combining the two for this week's summary because life. What's going on here in chapter 9 is Basil has come to console Dorian, but to his surprise, Dorian doesn't need any consolation. It seems like Dorian's kind of fine. He's just like moved on, unfazed, not even a little bit remorseful in the slightest. And usually when someone passes and you don't express any sign of remorse at all, that's weird. Now I get it. People grieve in different ways. It doesn't seem like Dorian is grieving. Here's another quote from Harry, as spoken by Dorian, and this is his reasoning for why he's not feeling sad. And he's totally gaslighting Basil about this whole thing. If you want, go look at part 1 to see how he does this whole like Darvo thing on his friend. Basically, the character Dorian is very narcissistic, or he's becoming narcissistic, and he himself is kind of an allusion to the mythological person Narcissus. He says to Basil to become the spectator of one's own life, as Harry says, is to escape the suffering of life. And this is just such a misrepresentation on a Stoic belief or practice. And it's not necessarily about escaping suffering. Rather, it's not sitting in a state or of any singular emotion for too long. Here's the issue. Dorian got over his fiancée passing in less than 24 hours. That is not how this should be applied. Dorian says, oh my God, I was a schoolboy when you knew me. Now I'm a man, or I'm a man now, which is silly because it's like, dude, you don't even have the life experience that Harry has to truly understand these concepts that he's like saying to you. And then on top of that, like, didn't Basil go to Oxford? Like, bruh, you tripping, okay? These are two highly educated men. Basil constantly challenges Harry because, again, Harry comes off a bit like I would say a cynic, more cynical. I wouldn't say that he's a hedonist. I wish we could read some Dostoevsky sometime so we can make fun of the nihilistic and hedonistic schools of thought because they are very silly. But I digress. So after all of this stuff, right, Basil's like, you know what? That's okay. I want to look at that portrait I made of you, like, and I'm assuming Basil wanted to look at it because, again, he misses the Dorian he used to paint, the more jovial, happier, less evil version of his friend. And I mean, I get it. Whenever a friend is not acting like themselves or not making good choices, it's very painful. But I get I get Basil. He doesn't want to challenge Dorian any further or pry him any further because he's afraid of losing his friendship because he loves him, you know? But Basil does ask. He goes, hey, can I look at that painting I made of you? I think I want to put it on display in Paris. Why did I hyperfixate on him putting it on display or for exhibit in Paris in 1889 when this book was published? Why? Well, I'll tell you why, everybody. Dun dun dun, and then dun dun dun, and then one more, and dun dun dun, and one more time, and dun dun dun. Okay, World Fair, the World Fair. You can go back and pause. Okay, the World Fair in Paris happened about 7 times, and 1889 was one of the years that it happened. And the fun part about this is I believe back in the when the World Fair was going on, that's the first time the Eiffel Tower had come out. So like sometime between 1880 to 1900, the Eiffel Tower became a thing, and it was like everybody was like, duh, wow, it's so cool. So why was the World Fair so important culturally? I believe that it was important culturally because it actually made people, inventors, artists, writers, sculptors, engineers, everybody, scientists, all come to one place and meet and break down the barriers of, well, that borders create, you know? And we all know what isolationist policies do. It causes people to, you know, be too alienated from each other so we can no longer personify each other. And by being able to depersonify one another, it becomes easier to go into a thing called war. And this is well before World War I. So Dorian is not having Basil look at this portrait. He is like, I'll kill him. Like he's losing it. He's like, no, if you look at that, I'll never be your friend again. I swear. It says right here, the pupils of his eyes were like discs of blue fire. Like they went like just. So what does Dorian do? What does Dorian do to evade, you know, this portrait being taken from him with its now twisted ass looking face and it being, you know, possessed by a demon and everything? Well, part 3. I ran out of time. Part 3. We got a part 3. We have to part 3. Okay, I'll see you there.